Hello, my name is Kurt, and today I'll be talking about precognitive dreams and dream lovers. Now, dream lovers are a strange and interesting experience that I've been having pretty much as long as I've been dreaming, my entire existence. And I searched through books and all this stuff on the topic of dream lovers, right? Like, other people have to experience this too. I can't be the only one. I looked through all these books, and it was very minor information about dream lovers, but nothing really specific, nothing that really resonated with me and made me be like, oh shit, somebody has similar experiences to me, and they completely know what I'm going through and all this stuff. So I decided to go on my own quest for knowledge, and I started to ask people on my YouTube or people that I know in personal life. I'm like, hey, have you ever had these kind of strange experiences where you dream of the same female or male in your dream, and you actually have either sexual activity with them, or they're just like some kind of loving figure in your dream for as long as you can remember? This could be anybody. This could be people, the dream lover or dream figure, character, whatever. It could be either an old girlfriend, an old boyfriend, or just somebody that you don't know, like a stranger in your dream that's reoccurring over and over again. Or, in my personal case, my dream lover changes. It's a very interesting experience that I've been wanting to get into deeper in detail, because I can't find this in any book, like whether it's an occult book or dreaming book. None of these things really have, like, there's obviously occult books that talk about how succubi or incubi or various different spiritual beings enter your dreams and interact with you that way as a kind of dream lovers or whatever. But that's not really what I'm talking about here, because I don't feel that it's that. It just doesn't, that doesn't resonate with me. So let me talk about my experience with dream lovers first. Recently, throughout my entire life, like, I had a reoccurring loving female figure kind of in my dreams. Like, whenever something crazy went on or whatever, like, she would kind of rescue me, but in like a loving way, not like as a hero or whatever, but as sort of a wife would defend her husband in some sort of like situation, or I think you guys know what I mean. So this took a kind of a strange turn, because like I said, my entire life, as long as I can remember, it's been this prominent figure. Now, like, you may say, oh, Kurt, you're just delusional. Like, how could it be the same? How do you know it's the same thing over and over again? Well, obviously reoccurring dreams have the same kind of reoccurring concept and the same kind of theme and all that stuff, but this delves deeper. This is why I feel that this is more than a dream, and I'm going to get into an experience that I had recently that definitely proves to me that this is more than dream world stuff going on here. It wasn't a reoccurring theme or anything. It was the same kind of female. She wasn't in the same form every single dream that I had, but she had the same energetic type of feel. Like, she felt so familiar no matter what form she's in my dream. Like, she could even be a male, but she never appeared to me as a male in my dream, but I'm saying she could be a male or some kind of like monster figure or whatever, and I would still feel kind of like, oh yeah, I know who that is. I would feel that connection. And the thing that throws it off the most is she has a specific scent. Now, excuse me for a second. She has a scent like every human female would have, or in the case obviously females watch my videos, men, different men have a certain smell to them. It's not necessarily their cologne or whatever. It's like it's their scent. Like when they put on a shirt and then they sweat, and then like they throw it somewhere, and then like you pick it up after it's dry or whatever, and you smell it. That's their kind of fragrance. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell like nasty. Well, I guess it depends on the person, but most females that I associated myself with have told me that my scent is very kind of interesting because it smells more of like a vanilla type of lilac type of like not necessarily a masculine type of scent. They told me there's a masculine tone. Like I can't smell my own scent. You know, you as a person, for some reason you can't smell your own specific scent. Like only other people could pick that up. So I've been told like numerous times that it's this kind of like vanilla lilac type of like almost like the smell of lilac and vanilla mixed with fresh wind mixed with a little bit of like ocean type of scent mixed with a little bit kind of like a musky like manly like type of thing. Like I really can't describe because I don't know what the hell it smells like, but that's what I've been told. I've been numerous descriptions, but they all match up from what I've been told, you know. And I've noticed this with all the females that I have had in my company, not necessarily that I've been sexual with or anything, but they all have a specific scent. And the thing is, my nose is very strong, and I can smell through their colognes. Like, alright, this may seem a little weird, but I'm gonna, you know, I'm an honest person. I'm gonna say it like it is. As far as I know, most men don't know when a woman is on her period, right? Well, me, I have this strange kind of sense that, like I said, it's gonna sound weird, but I could smell when a woman is on her period. Um, there was this one time where I was in the park, whatever, just walking around, and then this sort of scent hit me with the wind, right? Like it was a windy day, and then I smelled something. I'm like, there's nobody around, you know, anywhere near or whatever, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Like it smells very familiar. Like I know that scent. It smells like menstrual kind of blood, right? And then I'm like, whatever, you know, I'm just being like freaking delusional or whatever. And then I just walk, I'm walking a little bit, whatever, and then I see a female, right? I see a female, like, not in a far distance, but, like, she wasn't that far away from me, but I didn't really notice her, you know? So the wind kind of carried her scent to my nostrils for some weird reason, and, like I said, like, I didn't go up to her and say, hey, excuse me, ma'am, or excuse me, lady, like, are you having a menstrual, like, cycle or whatever right now? No, I didn't do that. I just, like, kind of, like, just whatever, just passed by. I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe that's just some weird thing that I picked up on that one time, but, you know, this always kind of happens to me, whether it's in a room, like, it could be a room full of females, and I could smell the one that's on her period. It's really weird, like, it's a specific scent, like, it's like each female has a different scent when she's on her period too, but the scent of menstrual blood is kind of like almost universal from what I've kind of experienced. And like I said, I don't really feel that other men could pick up on this. And women are very wise too, because they spray themselves with like all this perfume and lotions and all this stuff whenever they're on their period, so you can't smell that supposed nasty menstrual smell. But my nose kind of filters through that, and I know, like, they can't hide. So yeah, anyway, that was just like a completely different thing that I'm talking about. But like I said, I'm a really good, like, kind of judge of character when it comes to smell, when it comes to specific female scent and stuff like that. Like, I can really pick that up. So as far as I can remember, this scent of this female figure in my dream was so just overwhelming. Like every dream that I have, and like I said, she doesn't even have to be in the same body every time. I could just smell her before I kind of see her in my dream, right? And it's like, I'm like, it just, I know it's her. That's her signature scent, and it's very, very strange. So that's how I know too. Like there was a recent dream that I had where she was in like sort of like this kind of strange body or whatever. It was like kind of genderless, but I smelled like that scent, and I'm like, okay, I know, it's that specific dream lover, and it's like I felt that reassuring feeling and all that stuff. So, like I said, I don't know if you guys like have experiences similar to this, but mine are very, very like strong, and this scent has been carrying throughout my like entire dream life, and it's like you know, it's a specific scent, just like a human female would have a specific scent. This dream lover has a specific scent. It's very strange, and I can smell it in my dreams. And now here is where it gets really, really, really interesting. Um, the scent started to transfer over into real life, like very unexpectedly. You know, I would just be what was it? A couple months ago or whatever. I hung out with this girl, right? And then we were just sitting outside. It was like I think 2 in the morning or something. We were just talking about random stuff, just like we really didn't have much to do, and everything is closed at 2 a.m. So we were just sitting there talking and stuff, and it was kind of cold, kind of windy, and then all of a sudden, like this scent hit my nostrils out of nowhere. Like, mind you, there were no flowers. Like, this is kind of like autumn. Like, there are all the flowers are dead anyway. So, you know, no flowers, no type of people anywhere in the vicinity. Like, this place was like kind of like on the side of like of a road on the side of a building, and there were no people there. There were no gardens, no flowers, no nothing, no cars driving by, nothing. It was dead silent night, and it was like mildly windy, but it wasn't the wind, because when that hit my nostrils it wasn't really windy at that moment. So anyway, I smell this smell, and I'm like, oh shit, it's the scent of my dream lover. Like, what the fuck, like, am I like having some kind of weird deja vu, or like what's going on? And then I'm like, I for some reason I turned to the girl and I'm like, do you smell that? Like, or am I just smelling something like that's not there? And then she's like, no, I smell it too. Like I wasn't gonna. She's like, I wasn't gonna say anything until you actually said it. I'm like, I was gonna ignore it too because I thought I was being like kind of like weird. But I said, what the hell? Like, I'm like, do you smell that? She's like, yeah, I definitely do. It was like this, like obviously the unique scent, like I don't know how to describe it. It's like this flowery kind of, like fresh kind of, like, think of flowers like heated. Like I said, the smell is warm. Like, it's hard for me to describe. It's like warm flowers mixed with a little bit of musk, mixed with a little bit of like fresh, like fields or something like that. Like, it's very hard to describe, but she smelled it too, and then like she started saying something that it's like all spirits, good spirits, or like spirit guides, or angels or something along those lines. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I knew what it was, but it kind of frightened her, so yeah, that was pretty interesting. Now, I wanted to get into this, like, how could your dream lover kind of switch into a reality? And then I feel that like it was like my dream lover is actually like a being, like a spiritual being. Like I said, I try to remain skeptic, but after a lifetime of reoccurring dream experiences, and now it's transferring into my real life, and it's the same scent, you know. And somebody else smelled it too. Like, another living human being smelled it at the same time I smelled it. That means the spirit made itself present, and we both smelled it, you know. So it was pretty interesting, and I was like, wow, that's really strange. Like, is something protecting me? Is something guiding me? Is that my dream lover, like protecting me and guiding me as she does in my dreams and whatnot? And like, I don't know. And like I said, it scared off the other girl that I hung out with or whatever. So it's very interesting. And recently, I've been getting more and more into like metaphysical things, and it's like I started kind of like randomly kind of feeling this like kind of presence, and then like smelling a hint of that fragrance in my nostrils, and then feeling like, all right, a lot of people could say, oh, it's tactile hallucinations, it's something like that. Like, it doesn't feel like there's invisible ants crawling on my skin, whatever. It just feels like literally like a human being is like placing their hand on me. Like, it feels as real as that. Like, I could differentiate between hallucinations and reality, you know, because I've been in hallucinatory states before, so I understand that feeling that like, oh, you spill like some water on yourself and you think you pissed yourself because it's like, oh man, like I'm wet, like, or whatever, or like you spill a cup of water on you and you're like, did I go swimming or something like that, or like, oh man, I feel like I'm in the ocean or something like that. Like, I understand that, but this doesn't feel like, this isn't anything. This isn't like a glass of water being spilled upon me and then feeling something else. It's like literally like a feeling of like a hand. Sometimes it touches my hair and like my shoulders and stuff, and like I feel like, obviously I have long hair, so it's like I feel my hair being kind of like you know, like lifted and moved a little bit, not much, but like imagine a windy day. If you have long hair, like your wind kind of blows, like it kind of feels like that, but it feels like a human touch. Like I'm touching my hair right now and it kind of feels like that. And it's like I said, I feel touches upon my shoulders and like literally like human hands, and like I can feel warmth and like kind of like a contour of a body and stuff, and it's really really weird. And and it's very strange, and I just wanted to put that out there, out on YouTube, you know, just to see if any of my viewers or anybody that happens to stumble upon this video has ever had experiences like that. Like, I recently received a comment about somebody having kind of a sexual dream or whatever, and he was saying that he was having like sexual intercourse with this person or whatever, and it felt so real and all that stuff, but like the difference between dream lovers and and just straight up sexual dreams is that sexual dreams, any sexual activity in your dreams is very like sporadic, like, how should I say it? It feels very like you're in the dream and then like all of a sudden you're having sex or whatever, or like, you know, you get into the sex and it's like it feels kind of detached, like you're having, it may feel real in the dream that you're having sex, but it feels like something's kind of missing, and then you wake up. Like, usually sexual dreams that lead to orgasms, or just sexual dreams in general, I find like kind of they wake you up, you're like, what the hell, and like you wake up with a boner and stuff, and you're like, wow, oh man, it was a dream or whatever, you know. But like, it's very strange, like the difference between dream lovers and regular sexual intercourse in the dreams, like I said, is just sexual dreams seem more physical, more carnal, more like just sexuality going on. They're just like having sex with a random dream character. Whereas dream lovers feels like this, like I said, it's reoccurring. Usually it's reoccurring. Like for me, it's like the same dream lover takes on different forms, like, and was persistent throughout my entire life, you know. So, you know, other people that just have sexual dreams, it's just, they're just like, oh, okay, whatever. Today I had a dream of having sex with Mary Jane, and last week I had a dream of having sex with, I don't know, Ashley or something like that. But like, it's either somebody that you know in real life, like a classmate, or you know, a friend or whatever, and it, like I said, it feels very kind of like carnal, like it feels weird. You wake up and you're like, wow, like it feels like I had sex with that person for real, but like it wasn't real, and it just gets awkward, because you're like, wow, is that what sex would be like with that person and all this stuff? And it's like you get to questioning. But with a dream lover, like I feel that there's this like merging that goes on. It's a very loving energy, and it's a very, very kind of compassionate. Like it doesn't have to be a sexual dream at all. Like I said, it's a very protective, very comforting energy. Like I said, like a wife protecting her husband, or like, in case you're a female, a husband protecting you. A husband protecting his wife. Like it's a very like loving, protective energy, and like I said, it's been kind of manifesting in reality, and it's very strange. Because like I said, I understand the concept of succubus and incubus and sexual demonic forces and even sexual spirits that you could summon and whatnot, but or even on the astral plane, you could just go around messing around with any kind of astral beings that open themselves up to you. But this is different. This is, like I said, it's been a prominent spiritual being that kind of protecting me in reality and in my dreams, and it's very strange. But that's enough of that topic. Like I've been talking about dream lovers for a while, but it's very interesting. Like I said, I can't find this in any book. I can't find this in any kind of video from what I've seen so far. Like there's minor things like talking about how like a woman's like husband passed away or whatever, and then he would like visit her. She would pray or whatever, and he would visit her in her dreams, and then like make love to her and like communicate with her and stuff like that. Like that makes sense. That's cool. Like I understand that, but that was a dream lover. Excuse me. That was a dream lover from a different concept. That was a human being that kind of passed away and then obviously returns to his wife, whereas this is kind of like a spiritual being that was kind of with me, like a spirit kind of wife. Like the energy feels very feminine, like it's very strange. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Now, next thing I wanted to talk about is precognitive dreams. Now, people have been asking me about this, and a lot of metaphysical people consider this sort of like a power or like some kind of ability or whatever, but I don't think that's necessarily true. Um, you know, it's just precognitive. It's your mind showing you images. This is why it's important to write down your dreams and kind of pay attention, because this stuff hits you randomly. Like let me tell you about an experience I had recently pertaining to precognitive dreams. Now, let me read you guys a dream that I wrote down a couple months ago, and I just named it money, right? And it was on August 28th or something like that, which was kind of like a while ago. But anyway, this kind of manifested like kind of recently, so whatever. I keep having dreams about having money. The dream yesterday, I returned something and I had a handful of 20s. Um, this specific dream that I had, I was working at some kind of warehouse for a week and got paid. I saw a $50 bill and a $20 bill. Now, I'm gonna omit the rest of the dream, like there's more to it or whatever, and there's more precognitive examples I can give you, but I'm gonna give you a basic, simple example that you guys could figure out in your daily life, right? The dream had me working in the warehouse for a week, and I got paid. And when I got paid, it was a $50 bill and a $20 bill. Now this was kind of precognitive, and it recently hit me because I got paid like a week ago, or like a while ago. I got paid, right? And then like I just got like a bonus. Like they're like, oh, good work, whatever. And I got my basic paycheck, and then I got the bonus in cash. And then like as I was getting the bonus, like it was strange because like, it's like, here you go, you know, like, instead of it being all 20s, right, 20, 20, 20, it was like, the bonus itself was $70. In my dream, there was a $50 bill and a $20 bill. Now that's strange because in the dream I got a $70 kind of paycheck, but in reality I got a $70 bonus, and it's weird because, like I said, it could have been, you know, it could have been three 20s and a $10 bill. It could have been, you know, it could have been a different combination. It could have been, you know, a couple of tens, a couple of 20s, whatever, fives even thrown in there. But no, it was, what I got in real life was $50 bill and then a $20 bill on top of that. I'm like, wait a second, like, didn't I go through this already? Like, well, wait, like, I kind of like stood there like in awe, and they're like, is something wrong? Like, like, did we count it wrong, or like, you know, like they just said, is something wrong? Like, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like, I kind of snapped out of it. I'm like, whatever, I better get out of here quick before they freaking, you know, think I'm weird and kind of like say, whoa, this guy's loony and we're not going to give him any more bonuses and stuff. So I took the money and I just left, and I'm just like walking there, whatever, and I'm like, $50 bill and a $20 bill. I'm like, I remember this from somewhere, right? And then like I'm like, oh man, like it came back to me like instantly. I'm like, I had a dream about this, and I got exactly a $50 bill and a $20 bill. I'm like, oh shit, you know, like that's freaking crazy. And then I went back home, you know, and then I checked my dream journal, and I'm like, this had to be a dream. I must have written it down somewhere. I completely forgot about it, you know. And then I checked my dream journal. I'm like, sure enough, there it is. Bam, $50 bill and $20 bill. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy, blah, 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 you know. And that kind of transferred into real life. And there's also different dreams that I had that could be considered precognitive. Um, there was a dream that this one time that I have it written down here somewhere. Let's see. I'm not gonna bother with making you guys wait through me flipping through my dream journal because I got a bunch of stuff in here, but I remember the dream very well, and I have it written down too. It was I was at this like specific forest type of place, you know, and there was this girl that I knew from way back when, like kind of from grammar school. I never really kind of like, I thought we were friends in grammar school, and then she went to a different high school, and then I didn't see her in a long time, and I saw her again in college, and it was really weird, but we didn't talk or anything. Like, she didn't really even recognize me because back then I had short hair, and like obviously recently for the last couple of years I've had long hair, so those who knew me when I had short hair probably wouldn't, most definitely wouldn't recognize me now because I have a beard and like super long hair, and like I look completely freaking different. But anyway, you know, I had a dream of this girl, and it it was strange because I was in this forest atmosphere or whatever, and then she came out of nowhere and she started talking to me or whatever, and I felt very kind of flirtatious in the dream, and she was kind of wearing these kind of this revealing type of clothing, like she had tight clothing on. Being a male, you know, in my dream, like in my dream world, of course, like I kind of started getting lucid. I'm like, she never kind of wore this kind of revealing clothing. Like, I gotta admit, she did have a really nice body, but she didn't wear like tight-fitting clothing or anything revealing. Like, she was very kind of like conservative, you know. Maybe not around me, but everybody else. I never had sexual encounters or relationship with this female, but like we were friends. Like it came close numerous times, but like I think as like, you know, we held hands and like all that stuff. Never went all the way, but so yeah, it was weird because I had a dream. Like like I said, we were very friendly back in grammar school, and then high school. She went to a different high school, and then I didn't see her until college, and she didn't even recognize me in college because I have long hair. Anyway, um, you know, I was in this forest atmosphere in the dream, and then she just came out of nowhere in this super tight, revealing clothing, and I'm like, wow, like whatever, like she she looks good or whatever, and then like I go up to her and I try talking to her or whatever, and then like she kind of resists my flirtatious approaches. I'm like, I'm not really, I'm trying to like grab her hand and everything in the dream, and then it's not really working out. She just like keeps resisting and stuff. So I'm like, whatever. And then I go walking around the park, whatever. We're just talking, whatever, and eventually she grabs me by the hand, and like the dream kind of changes and stuff like that, right? So it was funny because this was kind of recently, I was in the park or whatever, like this forest type, a big forest type of park, whatever. Not the usual one I go to. And then she's just like there. She's there, like wearing like kind of tight clothing, not revealing, but it was kind of cool already. Like the weather was already getting colder and stuff. So she was wearing like tight, like yoga pants, kind of, and like a purple kind of like tight jacket, like kind of like workout clothing and stuff. And I saw her like in real life, and I'm like, wait a minute, like this is weird. Like I went through this before, this exact scenario. And then I'm like, wait a minute, like this must have been something. And then like eventually, like when I'm walking, like we stare like eye to eye, but like she probably tried to like she probably tried to recognize me, right? But she probably felt some kind of recognition, but obviously I look completely different now. So she's like, oh, whatever. So she tried to be she tried to be as polite as possible. So she would walk past, and like she was staring at me, and I always keep eye contact with people, whatever, because well, usually I don't, but this was a person that I knew, and I'm like maybe she could feel me out or whatever. And I just kept staring at her, and then like she kind of broke eye contact, and she kind of started blushing, right? And then she just walked past, whatever, and then I looked, and like I followed her obviously with my eyes and stuff, and I'm like, that's strange. That's very strange. And then I'm like, I remember this from somewhere. And I just went back home, whatever. I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, where did this happen before? Like, what happened? I'm like, it must have been a dream, right? I must have seen this in my dream before, or whatever. Like, it's usually maybe in my meditation experiences or in my dream or whatever. But I'm like, it wasn't in any type of meditation vision, because meditation visions are completely different. Like if it was a meditation vision, I would see her in the exact same colored clothing and everything, whereas precognitive dreams, like I said, are very, most of the time they're specific, but there's something that's off, the color of the clothing or the location or something, but it's a similar kind of event, so I saw her in the same park. She had tight, revealing clothing on, but like there was different, obviously in the dream we talked and we held hands and whatever, but in real life, like she had different color, like in the dream I think she had a purple pants, like purple tight pants and like black shirt, whereas in real life she had a purple jacket and like black yoga pants, right? So I'm like, that's weird, but like I said, precognitive dreams work on that aspect. I don't want to jabber too much about my personal experiences or whatever, but I'm just trying to show how strange these experiences really are. So look out for this stuff. Write down your dreams, write them down, and then try to refresh them every once in a while. Like this is what I don't do. I just write them down, throw them in my notebook somewhere, and just forget about it. And then when I have this experience, I'm like, I know I went through this, but like where and how and what, like, and then I'm like, it must have been a dream. I looked through my dream journal. There it is, surely enough. So write down your dreams and kind of like skim through it every couple of months, and see, like, maybe there's things that you didn't catch. Like if you read dreams from previous months, like half, like 6 months ago or whatever, and then you're reading it, like it might be like, holy shit, this is actually like I remember these things happening in real life, like to a certain degree. Like let's say you had a dream like 3 months ago about a golden wristwatch, right? Like a businessman on a golden wristwatch, and then like maybe there was an event in your life where it was very important, and there was a man on a golden wristwatch, but you didn't really notice that because you forgot the dream or whatever, and then you go and look back at your dream journal, like you're like, wait a minute, holy shit, like I remember that or whatever. Or maybe it's something that you completely won't remember, like not won't remember, but didn't really pay attention to. Like let's say a kid on the bus laughed at you or something, right? Something completely just plain and normal, right? And then you go back and you look at your dream journal, and then like a couple months ago you have a dream where you're on a train and some kid like laughs at you, and you're like, oh wow, like what the hell, you know? And you'll pick up on that, and you wouldn't like I said, I pick up on these things. Like I get a strange feeling of deja vu, but I know everybody's different. And some, like from most people that I've talked to, like they say they don't really figure it out until they look back, you know. But when I look back, everything clicks and everything makes sense. Whereas other people, they look back, and you know, like I said, the kid will laugh on a train, and then they'll be like, whatever, it's normal Monday life or whatever. But then it's not. It's only when they go back to their dream journal and read it over is when they go like, oh wow, like I remember some random kid laughing at me, and then like it clicks and makes sense, you know. So pay attention to stuff like that. Dreams are definitely, like I said in my previous experiences, dreams are very interesting. Like they seem to overlap reality in certain degrees, you know? Not only precognitive dreams, but these other experiences with like I said, with dream lovers and stuff like that, you know. If you're into the metaphysical and you're into that type of stuff, like look for any type of feeling or any type of emotion or any type of scent, any type of like love or like connection, any type of like dream character you feel a connection with, and then like try to figure out, try to think what that's about. Like I said, it might start manifesting in real life, or maybe once you acknowledge that dream character, your true love may appear in real life as a human being, you know. Like you had a dream of this like manly, masculine dude or whatever your entire life, and even though the specific scent of this person, you know, their smell, and then all of a sudden, you know, there's some guy walking around the street, whatever, and he talks to you, and you're like, wait a minute, like he wears the same cologne as the dream character that I always dream about, or whatever, and it's like it's all. I feel it's all connected. The dream world and the real world. Here's some advice to everybody. Your real world, the real world, is just as symbolic as your dreams. So look out for everything, you know? Like don't be overtly paranoid about this stuff. Don't be like, oh yeah, I see, you know, this and that, whatever. Like here's how it is, right? Your real life is just as symbolic as your dreams. How do I know this? Because I have these similar. I've been having this for a long time already, but like I'm walking right in real life, and I notice stuff obviously. But even if I didn't notice it, there would be so many signs of it. Like there would be something that I would notice. But anyway, I'm walking, and then there's like this car with a British flag, right? I'm like, oh, whatever, that's pretty weird. And then there's other person. I walk into like this cafe, like sort of like Starbucks, but not necessarily Starbucks. And there's this man talking in a British accent, and then I'm like, oh, that's pretty weird. British again, you know. Like here in America, like especially where I live, you don't really find British stuff and people that speak British, you know. So that's very strange. And you know, I was walking, and like on the sidewalk there was a can of this beer, and it was called Old English. Like it's probably some cheap like crappy beer, but it just said Old English, right? I'm like, damn, English, like British again. Like what is up with this stuff? Whatever. And then like I have this one like a friend, a female friend in England, and it's like every time like I kind of see like something British, like whether it's on TV or whatever, like commercial or whatever, or just anything British. I find a can that says Old English, she messages me, you know. I heard that person talking British at the cafe, like she messaged me. It's like it's always, she doesn't message me like daily. It's not like constant interaction. So it's like I kind of get excited. I'm like, yes, I heard a dude speaking British. I'm gonna check my Facebook later on, and she's probably gonna message me. And that's always how it is, you know. And it's like that's just minor things to look out for, but you could look out for other things too. And in your reality, like take everything into account: the people that come into your life, the experiences that you have, how they click with your dreams, and how it all just kind of merges. How everything is symbolic. Like maybe like as a kid, like you had some kind of toy or whatever that like you really liked or whatever, and then as you grow up or whatever, you might see that toy again, and like that's kind of symbolic for you, like kind of, and you get that nostalgia and you get those feelings of happiness again or whatever, and it's there to remind you that you're always the same person. Like you're always, you have to acknowledge your inner child and all that stuff. Like this gets so much deeper. Like you use it from a psychological perspective too. Like you know, it gets so much deeper than that. Like I said, certain people that come into your life may represent people that you've been dreaming about, or you know, it's very strange. That's why you got to look out for these things. Like I said, a random person at a cafe speaking British, like somewhere, like in this whole grand scheme of things, told me that I'm gonna get a message from this girl from England, and it worked, and it works every freaking time. Like, I don't know if it's my mind, like maybe it's my mind, like kind of putting these intentions into play, like my will and all that stuff. You know, it's like, oh, I see a can of old English beer, and I'm like, oh shit, England, you know, English, British, whatever, and it connects that with that specific person in England, and I'm like, okay, whatever, and that means she's gonna message me, and then that kind of sends out like this kind of telepathic message, and then like she like gets the urge to message me or whatever, you know, like it gets so crazy. But like I said, I'm a very skeptical person, but when you have experiences like this over and over again, it's hard to just put it down to coincidence. And I know this universe is huge and massive and vast, and there's so many people and so many things going on, and it's foolish to think that like my life revolves around all these things. But like I said, like it's like the world, the universe kind of giving each specific person messages, you know. It's like your messages will be different than mine, your reality is different than mine, you know. Like it's very strange, but I feel that everybody's life is unique, and everybody has their own symbolic situations that they go through in their life, but then they don't care about it, they forget it, they dismiss it, because they're like, whatever, that's just life, it's gibberish, it's all bullshit, whatever. But like I said, if you pay attention to these things, you'll see how they progress, and you'll see how they all come together. So that's it, guys. Take it easy.